Details, y'all, details. All about the details. Everything gets touched on this car. Nothing left undone. All right, y'all, here we go. Finally starting to move on this build now. So got it all painted. Everything's good, dried, all good to go. Everything's re-wiped down just for any overspray, things like that. Now the cam's going in, and now things will continue to kind of keep flowing here a little bit faster. I'm just gonna do it little by little here, as I feel like I'm kind of spread pretty thin with all these projects going on. But what I'm gonna do right now is install the cam, Texas Speed cam, Magic Stick 3 MS3 cam. So it should be pretty good. 238, 242, I think, at 50. 111 LSA. So it should give me a good amount of power and a good sound as well here on this build. Got the pistons in, everything's good to go. Then I'm gonna install, where is it at? My I have no idea where I put it. But anyways, my cam retainer plate, I got my retainer plate from Summit. It's a Summit brand. It has the Horks, is it Horks? Torx, not Horks. What the hell am I saying? Torx head screw, so they're flat, and you torque those down to 11 foot-pounds versus the regular bolts that come with it. Is, I think those are 18 foot-pounds. So it doesn't really matter which one you use. I just went ahead and got a new one because the other one was kind of flat, and I didn't feel comfortable putting that on. I was thinking about reusing it, but it was kind of flat, and after I got my new one and saw how much better the new gasket was on that retainer plate, I'm glad I did. It was only like 20 bucks, y'all, so might as well just cheap assurance just to replace it. So I think what I'm going to do is just install this cam for now, put the retainer plate on. I might even put on the cam sprocket, that cam gear, and then and maybe the chain, and just call it quits. So, but I don't know, I might just install the retainer plate because I got a lot of other stuff to do today. It's holding off, the rain's holding off right now, so I might try to do some yard work, as I got some weeds growing. And got a package in here, right here, this bad boy. I'll chime in on the video on that as well. I might actually cut after this and then just show you what I got in that package. And then I re-cleaned my heads again as I had to lap the valves on there and get all the grit and grime from the valve lapping compound on. The little coolant crossover lines, I cleaned those so I could repaint those and the bolts as well. Then once those dry, I'm going to start assembling the heads back together with my BTR valve spring kit. So it's coming along, y'all. It's coming along. One thing that I had to do, because as you guys know, those head bolts break in there, and I don't have a welder. So what I've had success with in the past is actually drilling them out. And there's a drill bit called the rescue bit, and if you guys don't have that, that thing is phenomenal. I might be able to show you here. Let me walk over here, see what it looks. Maybe I can show you what it looks like. Oh yeah, so it's right here. It's called the rescue bit, and I can't grab it right now because my hands are all greasy. But what it is that thing's expensive though. It's like 60 bucks, but I've used that thing many times. And what it does is it actually drills out any bolts that are broken. Also, sometimes, you know, if you use those bolt extractors, they sometimes will also break inside of the bit that's already broken in there, or the screw that's already, or the bolt that's already broken in there. So that actually drills that out as well. It's actually really hardened some type of metal that's harder than even your normal drill bits, and it drills them out. So I've drilled these out a couple times, and with good success. One thing that I've actually kind of messed up on is this one here. So this was the first one that I did on these particular heads, and when I was drilling, I wasn't even, and it actually kind of oblonged or widened the hole. And so what I had to do is I had to finish drilling the broken bolt out, and I actually had to drill the hole bigger and tap it for a bigger bolt. So that was my mistake, just trying to go all fast and do that. However, it ended up working out, and I tapped it and it was all good to go. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to clean up some other parts so I can paint them quick. So I went a little further than I told you I would. So I said I was going to put in the cam and a retainer plate, but I just went ahead and installed the cam sprocket and then the timing chain as well. It was sitting right there anyway, so I might as well go ahead and do it. And that was the next step in the direction. So I'm following this book here. Even though I've done it before, y'all, some of it's still a little rusty. You should always have the directions out anyway, just in case. But I'm referencing that, so that was the next step in the build, and it's just really easy to do anyway. So I had it out to clean it up and torque these down. It says anywhere from 18 to 26 foot-pounds for these 3 bolts here. I just went ahead and get it like halfway, like 23 foot-pounds or just a little bit more. Got the locator dots lined up. 6 o'clock for this one, or 6 o'clock for this one, 12 o'clock for this one, and as you can see, they line up pretty good. You know, the book just says, you know, just 6 and 12 o'clock respectively. So as long as it's really close or dead on, as you're good to go. Because the chain sometimes won't allow you to get them like straight up and down. But I mean, the #1 piston's at top dead center, and you know, I can rub my finger across it from the deck surface to the piston, and it's nice and smooth and flush. So, but yeah, I went ahead and did that. So it's coming along, y'all. Now we're the part of the build where things start to flow a lot faster. So, you know, when you put in the rings, you got to measure them, and then, you know, torque all the rods to spec, and the crank and the mains and all that stuff. And then, you know, if you're reassembling the heads and putting new stuff in, you got to clean all that up and then lap the valves and all that. All that stuff is the tedious, time-consuming stuff that kind of slows the build down. But now that those are clean, and this is basically back together, now stuff will start flowing with the build. So I can continue with the short block and getting it all done. Actually, I think that's pretty much all done. Now just reassembling everything and getting it all put together. So yeah, y'all, coming along, orange here. And I'm actually gonna repaint those aluminum like I did my last ones. And I'm gonna paint the valley cover and the valve covers black, and then obviously the manifold's black and all that. So it'll be a nice sharp looking motor. And the cover's black on the front, and then I'm not gonna paint the rear, as you're not gonna be able to see that anyway. So, but yeah, and then the oil pan, I'm gonna keep that aluminum finish that it came, how it came that way. So coming along, y'all, coming along. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this back in the bag. This is how I do it. I wrap it up in the bag, and then I actually wrap it up with blankets as well. The bag can sometimes hold condensation, even though it's warmer here now. At night it still gets cold, so you still can get condensation just with a plastic bag around it, and I don't want to take the risk, so I just bag it up, and then I also wrap it with a blanket too. So, but yep. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Stay tuned for the next clip, because in that box I got my seat covers back, and I want to show y'all how they came out. So shout out to the Griffin brothers, y'all. They do amazing work. It was a challenge to try to get exactly what I wanted, but they were patient with me. They work a 9 to 5 already, and then they do the side hustle on the side with their upholstery biz, man. And they're phenomenal to work with. So I'm gonna put their Instagram name on the description here of this video. So if you guys need any upholstery work, anything like that, customization, hit them up, y'all. They're legit, and wait till you see these. Phenomenal. All right. All right, y'all, and as promised, the unveiling of the GTO seats / converted into Chevelle seats. Yeah, man. Details. Details. Yeah, so the GTO emblem is actually etched into that patch, the leather there. So what we had to do was not etch into this section of the letter. What we had to do was actually make a separate patch, and this was the easiest, most time efficient, most economical way to do this, is to make a patch. Something that I wanted it to say, originally I wanted it to say Heavy Chevy, and do it in the same font, in the same way that they did it back in '72. However, we had a lot of problems trying to get it exactly to work right. Then we bounced around a couple different ideas, but shout out to the Griffin brothers. Mainly been talking to Dwayne Griffin, one of the brothers, and he has been working with me nonstop in regards to this. And I just said, well, why don't we just make it say Chevelle? So he had to come up with the font and actually find the font, then send it to his source to have it a patch made. And then once they got the font down and everything, they just went with it, and boom, there it is. So yeah, very, very happy with it. These are the original GTO seats from like a 05 GTO. They're actually in really good shape still. A little bit of wear on the driver's side, but and actually they just came out the box, so they're a little bit wrinkled right now. So what I'm going to do is actually steam it and take a damp cloth, hot damp cloth to it, get all the wrinkles out. Then he suggested that I use some leather conditioner on it, and that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, looks good, y'all, and I'm very, very happy with it. This car is coming together, and I got a lot done on it today. As far as engine work, I've got some parts painted, cleaned and painted. I still got to clean those up, the valves, but they're all lapped, ready to go. Got the heads all cleaned and everything. Those are ready to be masked off because I'm going to paint them the aluminum color. The Duplicolor makes a aluminum colored engine enamel, so I'm going to repaint that the same color that they came from the factory, just like I did on my Caprice as well. And I'm actually painting some of the bolts and stuff outside right now, that same aluminum color. So yeah, y'all, it's coming together, and stay tuned, y'all. Next up, I'm going to be painting those valve covers and the valley pan. Actually, I think I was originally going to paint those black, the Duplicolor semi-gloss engine enamel, but I think I'm going to try out the VHT wrinkle black coat, or whatever they call it. It's like it lays over black like a satin black, but it also has like a wrinkle finish to it. So I think I'm going to try that. I heard some good stuff about that as well too. So yeah, y'all, coming together. So all right, I'm gonna go finish painting these bolts that I'm painting the heads on, and I'm gonna go finish that, and then I'll chime back in with another video a little later. All right, deuces, and sorry, y'all, I'm actually snacking on some butter toffee peanuts. I kill those things, man. Anyways, I'll holla at y'all later. Peace out.